Good day to you. In my car with my cigar, I started this candela on the last video. I wanted to make a couple more because my car is going to be going in the shop, and I'll have to be able to draw the information for you through my library of saved videos because I don't want to lose you. You know, I was talking about my life and growing up in my last video. I don't know what succession this one would be, but my life was very interesting in how I arrived to be the person that I am. When I was young, the classification of a person that was learning disabled was limited to what was called retarded in those days. And although I realized my brother claims, I'm not saying as my brother Timothy says, being talked about being dyslexic, and I realized that I had a lot of learning disabilities and I learned differently. I didn't like school like everybody liked school, but I liked reading. I didn't follow the crowd like many people followed the crowd, but I didn't mind the fact that I didn't have all the friends that everyone had because I had my two brothers, of which I was the oldest. Following people and doing what other people did, whether it was alcohol or whether it was being a bully or whatever, when I was a young child in the schoolyard, made no sense to me. The fact that a kid wanted to pick up a cigarette and do the things that they did, hey, you do this, I'm doing this, and you want to hit? It made no sense to me. Hey, let's go over here and let's do this thing and let's do that. That made no sense to me. So I was a misfit of sorts in my time, but I was born to lead. I was very argumentative. I was the type of person that got into trouble for speaking out of turn and asking questions. If my mother or the school would have understood, they might have seen that I may have been a lawyer, that I may have been a civic leader, but they didn't. They quieted me. They told me that what I was doing was bad. I had an amazing imagination, but they taught me to walk within these lines and follow these rules and guidelines. Will you do that to your children, to your grandchildren? Will you be the voice that tells your niece and your nephew, you know what? You can do that if you work very hard and you're committed to it. Draw out a plan. So I grew up with this indifference and mistrust of not only some adults, but all adults. They couldn't tell me anything because they never listened. And they never understood, even those that were very close to me. And when my father left, I remember the day when my father was not allowed to come into the house, to our apartment. And I remember my mom put into what we refer to as a burglar chain on the door. And she said, "No, Frankie, you can't come in." It was interesting that I remember that episode, and I remember a few episodes. My father and I, my brothers, and my sister engaged. It was interesting. I blame both sides. But the story of why was more disturbing than the frustration and anger of my father's absence. When it comes to your family, when it comes to your children, when it comes to the decisions that you make to be with the person that you mate with, make sure you consider what may occur. And if you didn't and now are deciding, hey, it's too late, it's not too late. If you listen to your child's behavior more closely, maybe that's not how they're behaving. Maybe that's who they are. This is Arnold Tate Arnold, Mr. Dad Tate, in my car, black and white, with my cigar, asking you to like this video, share this video.